Can this super nutrient dense food that everybody promotes be causing you acne? That's what we're gonna see today. You're gonna see if you have a food sensitivity to eggs. You're gonna learn the best way to cook them to absorb as much nutrients as possible, and overall, literally everything about eggs. You will never have to learn about eggs ever again. It's everything here. So, why am I making this guide in the first place? Because I used to always get brain fog in the morning. For some weird reason, I'd have breakfast and then I'd feel weak in the mind. I'd feel, something is wrong with me. And then I ask myself, okay, what I'm eating for breakfast? Goddamn supermarket eggs. And then I'd feel extremely brain fog, like weak, I could not think straight. And this is why. Because these supermarket eggs, oh, they're very cheap. You get a ton of them in one box. Of course they're cheap. When you pay cheap, you get cheap results. This is how it works. And so now, the FBA, I think that's how you say it, the Federation of Health, they have now said that eggs are healthy. In the past, eggs were super unhealthy because they are fat, they increase your cholesterol, which of course cholesterol is needed to have high testosterone, but they always do the opposite. They tell you that the good things for you are bad. But now they have said that eggs are healthy. Why did they do that? Because these eggs right here, the normal eggs where you find them everywhere, they're absolutely poison. And so the way to see if the eggs are actually healthy or not is with the color of the egg yolks. So if it's an egg from the farm, they're pasture raised, eating clean insects, greens, it's gonna be an orange egg yolk. Now if the egg yolk is from a chicken who is in a cage, eating a bunch of corn and soy, just getting vaccinated, just nonsense. It's gonna be very yellow and the egg yolk is gonna break very easily. So you also need to be careful, man, because there are fake eggs, fake healthy eggs. The farmers have realized this, and so they now supplement their chicken with carotenoid rich foods like paprika, red bell peppers, and other supplements. And this makes the egg yolks orange. Now the problems that were before, high inflammatory eggs, they're still there. We just have hidden it by giving it, a healthy cover. So if you buy normal supermarket eggs and you notice they're very orange, that doesn't mean they're healthy. And if they usually break very easily, it's because they're really not healthy most of the times. So even though if the eggs are healthy or not, like the chickens are healthy and producing healthy eggs, you might still have egg sensitivity and it can still cause you acne. So here are the four causes, the four root causes for the eggs causing you acne. So first of all, we have high in omega-6. These are the supermarket eggs, okay? The bad eggs from chickens and healthy chickens, they are very high in omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And this causes inflammation, which causes acne and brain fog. Now, essentially, what omega-6 is, and the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, what does this mean? Why the hell is this causing inflammation? Inflammation is when your omega-6 is like a 10 and your omega-3 is like a 3. The normal should be a 3-3 or a 3-4, something like this. They should be pretty much close, omega-6 to omega-3. It shouldn't be something extreme. But because we have very high in omega-6 diets with vegetable oils, these normal eggs, our omega-6 is through the roof. It's not like omega-6 is unhealthy. No, the problem is when there is an imbalance in omega-6 to omega-3. This causes inflammation, which causes brain fog and acne. Then another root cause for the eggs causing acne is the storage, age, and the handling of them. So eggs that are kept long or stored badly develop oxidized lipids in the yolk. So unsaturated fats oxidize with age, heat, or poor storage. And these oxidized lipids increase oxidative stress and systematic inflammation when eating. This can cause brain fog, tiredness, and so the storage and the age of the eggs matter too. Then, chickens who are just fed poison and they're vaccinated, everything like that, your body can trace these pesticide residues or toxins, and so your body will release histamine. Histamine is the hormone that your body releases when something wrong, when a bacteria, some problem. It's like when you get sick, your body releases histamine, and this is to fight the issue. So your body is literally seeing the eggs as a disease that's coming inside of you and it needs to fight, so it releases histamine. And of course, when you get sick, what happens? You get ill, you start feeling tired, you don't feel as strong, you're sneezing a lot, your body temperature heats up, which are natural processes of fighting this issue that has entered your body. But if the body sees the eggs as an issue, as a problem, oh, we need to fight, we need to deal with this, you're gonna release histamine, you're gonna get sick, which is what this brain fog is, this acne is. All these problems are simply symptoms that are happening, and they're natural things. Your body is simply reacting. There isn't any curse on you, it's simply a cause and an effect situation. Then we have egg white proteins, and this can be with any egg. Even if it's high quality egg, you can still have this problem and because you acne. So these proteins right here are hard to digest, and so when they are bad digested, when they don't digest properly, they can pass through the gut barrier and trigger immune reactivity system activation, okay? Which again causes histamine release, which causes acne, brain fog, and all this stuff. So this can be a cause for acne even if you're eating high quality eggs. Is your body not digesting well these proteins? Because they are hard to digest and they are in the egg whites. But we're going to talk about how to deal with this, okay? So the protocol to see your reaction to eggs is simple, okay? To see if you actually have a food sensitivity with eggs or if you're simply eating bad quality eggs, what you do is from day 0 to day 14, you don't eat any eggs. We're gonna play it safe. Eggs can be causing you issues. Let's just not eat any eggs, okay? And you see, of course, progress with your skin too, because there isn't any potential triggers. And you just track what happens in this. How is my skin when I started? How is after? Then you eat one supermarket egg completely. Just eat the whole egg. You cook it like the usual, and you track 4 hours after you eat, 24 hours, and 48 hours after you eat. And then at day 18, after you have digested this egg, you're back at baseline, you eat one pasteurized egg, soft boiled, and you track your reaction. And here, by doing this, we can compare, okay? We can see if the supermarket egg causes immediate brain fog, acne, and the pasteurized does not, then okay, the problem is simply the quality of the egg. The supermarket egg is, bad, so the problem comes from the diet of the chicken, comes from oxidation from the eggs, inflammatory issues. But if you have problems with both eggs, the supermarket one and the pasture-raised one, then the problem comes and possibility comes possible god damn it, then the problem comes probably from the egg protein sensitivity. You're not being able to digest well these proteins right here. And usually the breakouts are gonna be around the chin, on top of the close to the ears. Usually they're gonna be there because this has to do with your lymphatic system, and we can tell a lot by where acne appears. And around these zones, the jaw, around the lip too, these are related with the lymphatic system. And usually I've seen tends to be small whiteheads too, those little small pores like coming out, whiteheads. That's what I meant to say. Usually tends to be that. So you gotta be aware, okay? Be on the lookout. Now, after you have done this, let's go through the tier list of the best eggs possible and how you should cook them and what to eat, what to not eat. Let's go through. So, what absolutely not to eat? Normal supermarket eggs, man. Who the hell knows what the hell is even in here? If I get brain fog as soon as I eat them, then man, this is absolutely garbage. Like, this is straight up poison. Who knows what this is doing to my body? When I haven't eaten a pizza in a while, but I'm sure if I had a pizza, I wouldn't be reacting with this intense brain fog. Probably I would, but yeah, then that's the comparison. This is almost as bad, or like a pizza or some hamburger, who knows, full of seedles. So man, stay away from this completely, because this is probably doing more worse to your health than you think. Oh, it's nice and nutrients, it boosts cholesterol, it's good. No, this is just poison. Then, less bad but still pretty bad, we have cage free, which is just a marketing trick. This right here is cage free slash raised on the floor. And so with these ones, if you don't have any access to other eggs, this is the only source you have. You know, you're fully hungry. Maybe you go to some family member house and they just have this type of eggs. Just eat the egg yolks, okay? Stay away from the whites, which are the ones which are gonna have the most problems. The yolks are the ones with the most nutrients, and they're the safest to have in these situations. Then we have bio-organic eggs, which at the end of the day is still marketing. Like, they don't give direct, what they do to the chickens. They just say, oh, we feed them natural food. Okay, but natural food, that's still got them corn, soy, which are very inflammatory, keeping the chicken sick. And maximum they don't give artificial antibiotics. That's good. The chickens can also go outside probably. So here, definitely safer than this one. Only eat the egg yolks, okay? And now we get to the good tier. We have pasture-raised eggs. These ones, they are outside. Now the problem with these ones is that they are probably still eating a garbage diet. They're getting fed corn, soy, which are very inflammatory. Maybe they are still vaccinated and full of antibiotics and genetic modified with like testosterone. They literally inject in these animals growth hormones to grow faster and produce more eggs. So it's still good to know where the source is coming from all the time. But they're obviously gonna be better than all of these. But the top tier of the top tier is gonna be corn and soy free, because these ones aren't eating any garbage. They're eating greens, they're eating insects, and the bonus, like top tier, my god tier, man. It's corn and soy free plus pasture raised, which is hard to find definitely. So you gotta build your own farm, man. And then we have goose and duck and emu, and there are more eggs 100%. But these ones are like rare eggs to find, and they're super nutritious. They have way more nutrients than the chicken eggs, and more omega-3s. They are higher in cholesterol and fat, which are great to boost testosterone. And so, yeah, if you can find these, man, this is my fake. Because they aren't necessarily like high production animals or eggs, so they're naturally gonna be more natural, less genetic modified, and fed with a normal diet most likely. And then we have quail. I put this in the even better tier because a lot of people with the egg sensitivities, even from the proteins, they don't tend to be sensitive with these ones right here. These ones seem to be lowest allergic potential, and they still packed with full of nutrients and very good. So yeah, they lack several of the dominant allergic proteins, so they don't have the allergic proteins that people can be allergic to. So yeah, this is why this is the top tier right here. And so the best way to cook the eggs, this is god tier, man, god tier of the god tier. It's this one right here. You gotta cook the egg whites and eat the raw egg yolk. Cooking the egg whites increases the protein oh my goodness, bro. Oh my god, now I can speak, bro. Availability. You get what I'm saying. Availability, and I recommend doing this, eating the whites only after this point right here. Because I felt brain fog eating the whites even from this type of eggs. So yeah, I recommend only doing that after these type of eggs right here. From the front, okay? And then you can also cook in other ways like boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, and these ones, like I think it's soft poached eggs, which are very good. You keep the yolk kind of raw. But this is the top tier right here. Top tier of the top tier. This is how you should cook your eggs for the best benefits. And here's why. Because when you cook lightly, instead of frying the eggs, there's less oxidation. Especially in the yolks, man. The yolks, if you cook them, they're way more prone to oxidation. So the yolks, you should eat them raw. Not only for more nutrients, because when you cook them you also lose nutrients, and less oxidation. And if you're worried about salmonella, oh my god, salmonella, don't worry, because if there's salmonella, that's going to be found in the eggshell, and the eggshell is in contact with the whites. So if you cook the whites, you don't get salmonella, and the egg yolks aren't in contact with the salmonella because salmonella is in the eggshell. And as I just said, the egg yolk is more more prone to oxidation during cooking than the whites. And cooking the whites, the benefits are makes those proteins that I talked about easier to digest. So if you have sensitivity to those proteins and you think, oh, eggs can still cause me acne, these proteins are found in the egg whites, and by cooking it gets easier to digest, and by cooking the whites it neutralizes the avidin in the whites. Avidin is something found in the whites, yeah, and it binds to biotin, which is B7, and B7 is an essential vitamin that acts as key for metabolic processes related to energy, fats, and proteins. And deficient in biotin is related to hair loss, skin issues. So biotin is very essential to repair skin. And avidin, which is something found in eggs, binds to this, so it stops the absorption of this, and that's not what we want. Now I've seen some theories that, oh, this only happens when it's done in the lab. Done in humans it doesn't happen, and the eggs have way more biotin than avidin, so it balances out. But no, it doesn't work that way. Like, it doesn't matter if it has more B7 than avidin, the avidin can still bind completely to this. But there was a theory I saw, the actual scientific stuff, if you search, it's gonna tell you this. So the most efficient way to eat, man, and this is backed up as I showed you, is this right here. Egg yolks feel amazing, they're full of nutrients, they taste good, and cook the whites with some salt, and just like that, more protein and easier to digest. Now let's get into the elite biohacking, mega advanced, create your own farm, infinite health food glitch. So here it's what I want to do essentially in the future, where I just am able to eat the most optimal food in the world. I look like this dude right here, bro, absolute genetic freak, because I'm just eating the most optimal food as possible. And so I did my research, as simple as just ChatGPT, because I don't have a farm, so I don't understand much about chickens. But if you do want to build a farm, I think this is useful for you. So I'm just gonna scroll by and you can pause the video if you want. This is the best chickens to have. Okay? The best chickens to have and to grow right here. I asked the ChatGPT very specific. Okay, I want to be acne free in terms of insulin spikes and those proteins. What do I do? And these are his suggestions, okay? And then I search what is the most anabolic, absolutely life-changing chicken eggs you can get. And he told me this is the one. Well summered chickens, these are the ones who produce the most nutrient dense eggs, more omega-3s. Yeah, these ones. So when I buy a farm, when I get a farm and when I have my own farm, man, I'm gonna get these ones right here. And I'm gonna spam these ones and just have a farm of eggs, like infinite food, man. And you can also eat the chickens, of course. So here's a good website where you can buy chickens and build your own farm, essentially. This one I found and I checked it out, and it generally seemed so good quality in terms of marketing. So you gotta check it out. They say they don't use any vaccinations, things like that, and that's good. But of course, in terms of vaccinations, man, they're gonna be needed if the chickens are poisoned eating garbage. If the chickens are free, healthy, they're not gonna be needing antibiotics and all this nonsense. So this was the full guide on eggs, man. Everything you need to know about eggs is essentially here. And so now you can stay acne free while having your own eggs. Don't forget this right here, bro. This is the most important, and this one, okay? Eating these quality eggs right here. And you do the protocol to see if you have any food sensitivity with eggs. And I know, oh man, I don't want to cut down eggs. Why am I doing this? Man, do you want to get clear skin or not? If you want to fully get clear skin, we're talking about no eggs for 14 days, just to understand if you're really sensitive to it or not. Because if you are, then why would you want to keep poisoning your body in a way? It's healthy, very nutritious eggs, but if your body shows you signs that doesn't react well to it, then that's always the best teacher is your body, of course. So see you in the next module. Let me know what you thought of this, and I'll see you in the next one.